Have you ever been captivated by text animations that seem to dance and flow seamlessly? What if you could create that mesmerizing effect yourself? In today's tutorial, I'm going to show you how to design and animate stunning kinetic typography using Adobe After Effects. By the end, you'll have the skills to bring your text to life in ways you never thought possible. But before we dive in, let me share the inspiration behind this concept and how it all started. Recently, I came across an incredible type motion project by Pentagram Design for GrabBacan Cafe. They scaled up letters so they overlapped, using blending modes to create an inverted color effect, where the letters intersected. The simplicity and elegance were breathtaking. It's a perfect example of less being more. Then, I stumbled upon YonSankm's experiments with Cavalry. They took it a step further by adding organic distortions to the overlapping letters and numbers, resulting in a fluid and dynamic motion that's simply mesmerizing. These pieces sparked a thought. This is so cool, I have to create a tutorial on this. And that's precisely what we're going to do today. Ready to get started? First things first, let's set up our workspace in After Effects. Go ahead and create a new composition. We'll name it Kinetic Type. Set the width and height to 1080 by 1080 pixels, perfect for social media platforms like Instagram. Choose a frame rate of 30 frames per second and a duration of 10 seconds. Click OK, and we're all set. Now, select the Type tool from the toolbar. Type your first letter. Make it bold and sizable so it stands out. Position this layer in the bottom left corner of your composition. Next, duplicate this text layer by pressing Ctrl+D, Windows, or Command+D, Mac. Change the text to a different character, perhaps a number or another letter that complements the first. Move this new layer to the top right corner. With the top text layer selected, change its blending mode to Difference. If you don't see the blending mode options, press F4 to toggle the switches. Notice how the overlapping areas create an inverted color effect. This happens because the difference blending mode compares the color information of the selected layer with the layers beneath it, and inverts the colors based on the differences. It's a fantastic way to achieve a high contrast, edgy look. Now that we have our visual style set up, let's bring these letters to life with animation. Select the top text layer and go to Effect, Distort, and select Mesh Warp. The Mesh Warp effect allows us to manipulate a grid of control points to create flexible, curved distortions. You'll see a mesh overlay on your text, divided into rows and columns. Before we start animating, let's adjust the mesh settings. Set both the number of rows and columns to 2. This simplifies the grid, making it easier to work with. Increase the quality setting to 10 to ensure smooth distortions. Click the stopwatch icon next to Distortion Mesh to create a keyframe at the beginning of your timeline. This records the initial state of your mesh. Move the playhead to the 1 second mark. Now select a few of the mesh points and gently drag them to create a subtle distortion. Don't be afraid to experiment here, the goal is to create organic movement. Continue this process every second or so along the timeline, adjusting different points each time to keep the motion fluid and dynamic. Remember, variety is key to maintaining visual interest. To make the animation loop seamlessly, ensure that the final keyframe matches the initial state. You can do this by copying the first keyframe and pasting it at the end of your timeline. With the first text layer animated, let's apply the same process to the second layer. Select the bottom text layer, add the Mesh Warp effect, adjust the rows and columns to 2, and increase the quality to 10. Animate this layer in the same way, but consider moving the mesh points differently to create a unique distortion pattern. This variation enhances the interaction between the two layers. Now that we've set up our keyframes, let's refine the animation for smoother motion. Select all the keyframes on both text layers. Right-click on any of them and choose Keyframe Assistant, Easy Ease. This adjusts the speed of the animations, making them more natural. To fine-tune the motion even further, open the graph editor by clicking the graph icon. Here, you can adjust the speed curves of your animations. Drag the handles to create smoother ramps and add personality to the movement. Spend some time here experimenting. The graph editor is a powerful tool for bringing your animations to the next level. Let's see how it all comes together. Press spacebar to preview your animation. Notice how the letters gracefully distort and interact, creating a captivating kinetic effect. And we've achieved this with just 2 text layers and a single effect on each. Pretty cool, right? If you want to push it even further, try changing the characters, experimenting with different fonts, or adding additional effects like glow or turbulent displays for more complexity. I love how this visual turned out. It's simple yet incredibly dynamic. Kinetic typography is a fantastic way to make your text animation stand out, and now you have the tools to create your own unique versions. Thanks for joining me on this creative journey. If you found this tutorial helpful, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing for more content like this. And that's it. Thank you so much for watching, have a great day, a great life, and I will see you in the next one. Cheers. Bye bye.